So we need to find a way to distract Alex.
That's a handwritten copy of a love letter to Alex that I stole off my double. There's still an old date on it.
We can get rid of that date. Although, that letter isn't exactly looking very white.
A little ink eraser, a few new digits, and the lover letter changes to a death sentence. I'm sure he'd rather die than admit that he's written that twaddle.
Okay.
That's a handwritten copy of a love letter to Alex that I stole off my double. The date is invisible now.
And we don't have a letterbox out here. So we just use the doormat.
A pretty boring doormat.
Oh, the use option has gone.
You make me feel shiny, tidy, and new. My double is a real poet. Let's see how Alex reacts. I will just knock and then hit the road quickly.
What an idiot. No means no, everybody knows that. Silly love letter. I'm gonna have to talk to this guy and straighten some things out.
Okay, I'm guessing there's no locks in this world. Which is quite handy for us.
I can't let Calypso's robe get dusty here.
Okay. Now it's time to see an old friend. Well, I say friend.
Oh no, not you again!
Shattered, eh? It's not that easy to get me down.
A business troll with staying power. Fantastic. Do you have a more reasonable price yet?
Sure, I now offer market-competitive prices. The crossing is now rated at 3 gold coins.
Well, still steep, yet acceptable.
But that doesn't apply for you. You pay 2 tons of gold, or you'll rot on this side of the bridge.
I hope the jump from the bridge was a most satisfying experience.
Good. How kind of you to inquire. I fell into the water and was carried miles away. I almost drowned a few times. I then got washed up, and here I am again.
How very nice to hear. I hope you don't bear grudges or anything.
Bear grudges? How dare you think so? I just feel the urgent need to eat you up, unboiled, right now. Apart from that, it's business as usual to me.
Is that the correct spelling of bear grudges? It just kind of looks like a grizzly bear's pissed off with you for some reason.
What a dead smart halberd you have!
Isn't it? From now on, it'll keep me safe of bill dodgers like you. Next time you try to swing over the bridge, I'll skewer you with my halberd.
Would you mind lending me the halberd?
Just close your eyes for a moment. All you'll see then is your own.
I see. Ah, the picture's getting clear. I see. Your halberd. Yes, plainly visible.
That's not fair. That wasn't the deal. You can't simply imagine my halberd. You can't have it. Otherwise, I'm afraid I won't be able to prevent you from having a little swing over the bridge again.
Huh. I guess the troll uses the halberd as a balancing pole, and he's in urgent need of something like that given how often he falls in the gorge. I'm guessing it'll happen to him again.
Yes, we need to attempt some sort of manslaughter again. I realise I probably sound like an idiot with that bear grudges statement. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. That's my excuse.
That reminds me of the fact that I'm so bad at math that the abacus ought to fall into pieces as soon as I touch it. Look at that! The abacus really fell to pieces. Now all that's left for me are those stupid wooden pearls. The abacus fell to pieces.
Okay, we already understand that part.
These pearls might be useful to make people slip.
What about this mess? I just cleaned everything up. And who's gonna put that junk away now?
Well, you. Who else? It won't be me. Do I look as if I was born to sweep bridges?
I can't believe it. Just you wait.
Attention, watch out for the pearls. That's what happens if people don't listen. I haven't got the time to look at something that uninteresting.
Oh, you're still doing that, are you? Okay, now I believe we need a flute. Let's go and see another old friend.
This beer barrel is clearly indicating the woodcutter's core competences.
Hi, mate.
You're not exactly busy, are you?
Of course I'm busy. I'm busy enjoying the day. Is that doing nothing to you?
What else would you call it?
Healthy.
Oh man, it's so trendy to live healthy these days.
See, I have a healthy beer, healthy air, and healthy sun. It's awesome.
Do you have any idea how I can get into the castle?
Through the gate, I guess. I was never there and don't want to go either. That would only put the tax man on my tracks.
You're not by any chance a psychopathic axe murderer, are you?
Why do you ask? Just because I named my axe?
It is unusual, you have to admit. What's its name anyway?
Yeah? Axe. Though creativity is not my strong point, as you might have noticed.
I'm gonna make like a banana and split.
Okay.
The woodcutter leisurely knocks back one beer after the other while the poor carpenter is supervised by his personal slave driver. I know whose place I'd prefer.
Oh, I actually meant to go to the carpenter. Yeah, that statement by Simon there was a little out of place. Whoops.
Yes.
Can I have the chair leg?
But that's the chair I'm working on. It was ordered by the king. And if one leg is missing, he'll most probably use one of my legs instead.
The woodcutter would like you to know that he wants you to help him eliminate his stock of beer.
Beer sounds like a decent enough reason for a visit. But you ought to distract my wife, as she doesn't like me to go drinking.
No problem. Dragon fights are my specialty. I'd better not keep you from your work any longer. All right then. The carpenter doesn't want to cough up the chair leg. I better ensure he's far away when I nick it.
Ah, Simon.
Just fetch a good book and enjoy a lazy afternoon. Meanwhile, your husband can go to the carpenter just to make sure he doesn't get bored.
That's completely out of the question. It would only prevent him from working. That vulgar woodcutter always has beer in the house, and Carl tends to get tempted. Who will feed the family when he's become a drunkard? Oh no, that's over the top. Simon, You really should be ashamed to encourage my husband's weaknesses.
Aren't you worried about sending your little daughter out alone in the woods?
I don't have to worry about my little Leah. She knows not to talk to strangers. And I gave her a pepper spray.
Do you really think that pepper spray will help against hungry wolves? They jump out of the bushes and eat you up before you can even think of spraying.
Wolves? But there's no wolves in this forest.
Are you sure? Look at this wanted poster. This beast was last seen around here. Its last victim wasn't a pretty sight when they found it, and the wolf used pepper spray as seasoning.
Good gracious, the wanted poster is no fake. Oh no, how very dreadful. I must search for Leah at once and bring her home. I dare not think about what might happen to her. Oh, how terrible.
Fine, fine. Now the carpenter has the run of the house.
Yes?
Good news! Your beloved wife is off for a while.
Gertrude is gone? What kind of horror made her leave?
Don't panic, man. There's only a half-starved wolf in the forest who is wanted by the police and who prefers nasty little girls for breakfast. Just the usual.
Are you nuts? My daughter is out there being hunted by a hoggish monster, and my beloved wife wants to stop him.
Tell you what, no wolf would ever dare to come within 100 yards of your daughter. Same goes for your wife. Nothing will happen to them. Hey, you look a bit pale, like you could use a gulp of beer.
Beer. Oh, yes, I could use a decent pint. Didn't you mention that the woodcutter just tapped a barrel? I'm already on my way. Just don't tell my wife when she's back.
Hey, I didn't even mention beer. That punk was already perfectly well informed. It's me, however, who gets the beating when his wife finds out he's canned.
Wait, his wife's missing. His wife has gone to look for her. Sorry, his daughter's missing, and his wife has gone to look for her. Why don't we use the fact that his daughter's missing as an excuse to get him out there so we can search for her? Or was that asking too much? What kind of damn chair leg is this? Has he done cussing it yet? I hope that's not the whole thing. Okay, I see now. He wasn't done cussing it up.
A nicely turned leg chair.
So let's go and see a man about a flute. I believe it was the last episode where there was a music ban in place, but we put a stop to that. Maybe I should have spoken to this guy before I put a stop to it, but it's too late now.
Ah, it's you. I hope to get a more pleasant visit.
How did...
I don't like your way of interrupting, you know? Where were we? Oh, yes. It's all the fault of the Queen of the Night. No, I'm not talking about a cactus. I'm talking about the opera. The Queen of the Night is a role in an opera. Are you familiar with operas at all?
Well,
Quite what I expected. Anyway, some time ago, there was this little mishap at a performance of that opera. The audience didn't survive the first aria of the Queen of the Night.
Guess they bored themselves to death.
Nonsense! There was this one deaf bloke who survived the performance. Went off the rockers, nevertheless. Just went on talking about stupid stuff, like the Queen of the Night came from the realm of the dead and her being a banshee. That's why the king banned music. Picture it. Banshees from the realm of the dead mow down their audience. And who's the one to suffer? Me!
Cheer you...
Heaven forbid that I should ever start whinging, but the music ban is indeed a serious problem.
Oh, yes, it's horrible. First they forbid explicit violence, and now music. Why doesn't anyone think about the young people? Still, there's no censorship of speech. That's what they actually forgot, those lame brains. Oh no, here we go, son of a...
Would you mind coming back to my problems? It's me who has to carry a heavy burden. Thanks to the ban, I'm virtually unemployed. There ought to be something done about the music ban, but what actually happens? Everybody's whinging without doing anything.
So he still thinks the ban is in place, so I guess we didn't have to come back earlier.
I have...
A chair leg? What's the use in that? I guess you hope I'll carve one of my melodious flutes with it. But forget it, music is strictly forbidden in this kingdom.
You know...
No, never ever.
You know...
No, never ever.
I have...
See, now they've lifted the music ban. They don't seem to know what they want. And who's the victim? Me again! I just got used to all the leisure time, and now I'm back to work.
I thought you wanted...
That's what you thought. Instead of talking so much, you'd better listen. Well then, make yourself useful, boy. Get me a good piece of wood that I can use for delicate instruments.
I have...
Where'd you get that from? I guess you nicked it somewhere. Anyway, I don't care a pap for it. I'll make a flute out of it. I haven't got anything else to do anyway. And now, stop tormenting me with your prattling and go!
Okay, I guess we do have to return here at some point. I was hoping that was it.
The barrel reeks of pickles. Disgusting. The barrel reeks... It reads, Invitation to the first general meeting of the Friends and Supporters of Swampy Society. Meeting place, clubhouse at the marketplace. I won't talk to her again. She'll just insult me and demand her magic potion again.
Oh, who's that calling for me?
Why are you in the dungeon?
I was condemned because they say I've stolen a painting, but I'm innocent. I'm not a thief. I was a simple tailor.
Innocent, huh? Well, that depends on the clothes you sewed. Anyway, now you're out of the dungeon and free to go anywhere you like.
That would be too easy. I'm bound to this place for as long as my innocence hasn't been proven. Until then, I can find no rest and must haunt this place forever. But now my pleas have been heard, and someone has come to help me.
Oh, really? Who might that be? If you are really innocent, why are you in the dungeon?
After the theft, a left white glove was found at the crime scene. And as they found a matching right glove at my tailor shop, the mayor condemned me. Ask him about it. I'm sure he'll remember.
Oh, the all-purpose officer will surely have your case in his files. A matching glove that's indeed suspicious. If you lost it at the crime scene, it wouldn't have been very clever of you to keep the other one at home.
That's what I'm saying. I was a tailor after all. I used to have all colours and shapes of gloves. So it was false, circumstantial evidence that got me into the dungeon. I'm innocent.
I'll find out about that. Why should I help a ghost like you?
Well, I don't have many means to show my gratitude. I could thank you with all my heart, or I could leave you my rusty, rattling chain. Would that be a suitable reward?
Oh, great. What good will that be?
Maybe give it to a ghost acquaintance as a present. Well, that's your decision. I don't have anything else to offer.
Whoa, this walking through walls is cool! Can you teach me that?
Oh, walking through walls is simple. Anyone can learn it.
Really? How does it work?
You have to use a door.
Ah, that's the spirit. So, you don't want to tell me how you pass through stone?
I'm sorry, but I'm doing it by pure intuition. I don't have the slightest idea how it works.
Oh, it's 12:59 already. The witching hour's over.
Okay, we're done here for now.
Hello, we do know each other, but your condition really is leaving more and more to be desired.
You're beginning to get on my nerves. Sure, we know each other. What do you want now?
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
I used to be able to do it, but recently they don't like to see me there very much. That's very likely got something to do with my financial difficulties. You don't look to me like they'd receive you more warmly there.
Prejudices, nothing but prejudices. The world is bad, nasty, and dirty.
Oh, yes, it sure is. But you're not telling me anything new. Is there anything else?
As a former rich noble, you have surely already heard about a certain art theft in this area.
Oh, yeah, sure, I remember. That darn art thief stole my most valuable picture. And you know what? It vanished without a trace. The only thing they found was a left-handed white glove. The dimwit was so brash that he left his trademark behind at the scene of the crime.
A left-handed white glove, you say? How extravagant.
I'll say, but the scoundrel miscalculated there, because that's actually how they tracked him down. It was the tailor who made the glove. They found a whole load of white gloves at his place. Now the rascal is sitting in jail. But that's all quite a while ago.
They only found a couple of white gloves at his place. Nothing else?
No. But I wonder, who has a dozen right-handed white gloves at home?
Perhaps a tailor who makes gloves?
There could be something in that. But it's better safe than sorry. Better that they keep this tailor in jail than even more pictures go disappearing.
Exactly. The best thing would be to lock everybody up. Then nobody can steal anything anymore.
Okay. I believe there's one more person we can speak to about this painting. Or the theft.
The garbage stinks.
Yes?
I need some information about an art theft.
Art theft? Yes, I remember. However, the case is closed. There is no information about it.
But I want to reopen the case. There's a miscarriage of justice that must be rectified. The man is innocent.
A miscarriage of justice? That's ludicrous. There's nothing like that here. We define the truth as follows. The truth is what's written in the files. But if I remember correctly, the stolen article was never found. If it was to reappear, we would have to look at the facts again and bring the file completely up to date.
That means if it turned out that Wailing Walter is innocent, then his conviction would be quashed.
Certainly, the possibility exists, at least according to our files. But what good would it do? The case is fully documented, and our documents don't contain any mistakes.
I've brought some gloves with me.
Ah, Do you want to hand something into the Lost and Found office? One moment.
Stop! No! These gloves are evidence. I found them in Swampy's clubhouse. They match the gloves that were found at the site of the art theft. But if the clubhouse doesn't belong to Wailing Walter, he must be innocent. Well, what do you say now?
Well, that would indeed be a miscarriage of justice. But in that case, something would have to have been wrongly documented. The idea is simply absurd. You can't shake my belief in my files so easily.
I'll be off then. The officer clearly stated that I need the stolen goods to prove the ghost's innocence. That shouldn't actually be a problem. Most paintings are too big to be hidden from my eagle eyes anyway.
Where are these gloves? I believe we've already handed them in. But how does Simon know they're an exact match?